Hello again! Applications are now open, and one of the things that always concerns us when we are planning our next steps in life is money. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy necessary things that we need to survive. And Sweden is known for being expensive, and Stockholm being the capital might have you wondering if you can afford to live here or how much money you would need to save first. I thought it would be useful for you to know how much money I spend in 1 month, so you can have an idea of a regular student budget. And I promise that I will be completely honest and I won't leave anything behind. So without further ado, let me share with you how much money I spent during October.
2 hours later.
I've already added all my expenses. I will do some categories and will let you guys know how much I spent in each. For the first thing, housing, rent, accommodation, I paid 5,084 crowns, which equals around 500 euros. It really depends on where you're living. For the second category is groceries, and I've included here as well Systembolaget, which is the shop where you buy alcohol, because in Sweden it's not sold on supermarkets. And the amount of money I spent, it's exactly 2,738 crowns. That for me euros equals 270. Not too expensive, not too different for what I would pay in my home country. And my third category is transportation. In here, of course, it will depend if you own a bike, if you use other transportation options. For me, I usually only buy the SL card that allows you to travel with every public transport in Stockholm, and I paid a student price for 1 month and it cost 620 crowns, which is around 60 euros. My fourth category, it's going out, and in here I've included anything that means me spending money in places. So it's from having coffees, pikas, having some drinks, going for restaurants and stuff like this. And the amount I spent in October, it's 1,005 crowns, which is like around 100 euros. My last category is extras, and I've included here clothes and things I bought for the house because I'm moving soon, so we need to furnish a new apartment. So in that category I've spent 2,341 crowns, which equals to 130 euros approximately. That's how much I spent during this October 2020, which in total is the amount of 11,169 crowns. In euros, that's around 1,100, I would say, because it's a little less than the conversion that I'm doing. It's not divided by 10, it's by 10 point something. But yeah, that's my amount. And I feel it's quite reasonable. I'm not buying everything I want, but also I'm not cutting on things I do because of money. Just so you compare a little bit, in September this year, 2020, I spent 953 euros. And in October last year, without Corona, I spent 1,064 euros. I feel like maybe it's a bit more than what you actually really need to survive, and for sure you can spend less than that. But just to be sure, I would count on 10,000 crowns per month. I also wanted to talk about some other stuff that might cost some money. Prices for healthcare, if you need to visit the doctor, it's 200 crowns for a general doctor visit and 350 crowns for a specialist doctor. If you are working, you have to consider that taxes in Sweden are quite expensive, so you would be excluding from your salary at least 30% off. For the gym, I'm using KI's free gyms, but otherwise it's not that expensive, and I've seen memberships that go from 20 to 30 euros. And for my phone line, I pay around 20 euros per month. Here in Sweden, I don't think that's something that it's too expensive, and you can get good deals for like between 10 to 30 euros. Finally, and to end this video, I just want to drop here some prices that you can compare to your country. So a coffee here in Stockholm would go from 20 crowns to 50 crowns, I would say. Depends on if you go for like a regular black coffee or if you want something more fancy, like a cappuccino or something like that. If you go grab a beer, it goes from 27 crowns if you really find a cheap bar and in happy hour, and otherwise it can cost up to like 80 crowns depending on where you're getting that beer. Finally, a single ticket for public transportation is 37 crowns adult price, and with student discount it would be 25 crowns. And with that being said, I hope you have an idea now of how much money you will need. I really hope this video is useful for you to decide if you can afford to be here. As a conclusion, I would count student budget to be 10,000 crowns per month, 1000 euros. And that's all. Bye and see you in my next video.